Hello everyone, Tango Do Flamingo here today, bringing you Wakfu. Wakfu, whatever you want to call it. They say it differently in the English sub or dub. All to personal preference. And I'm bringing you here today, my beautiful pirates, my Tango pirates, episode 1 of season 3. And oh my god, guys, this episode blew my mind from the way. Now, it had a wonderful start. We get beautiful exposition. It's the first episode. Mine was blown about this episode. My heart kind of started pumping. It made me feel a lot. It was kind of a slow start up, but oh my god. This episode was legit. So, let's get started how the episode starts off. The episode starts off with, a house in the middle of the winter. Remember from the trailer that was Dali's and Evangeline's house. I'm sorry, I actually forgot her name for a second. Dali's and Evangeline's house was torn asunder, and we get to see that in the beginning of the episode, and we see that it's destroyed and torn asunder. We see Evangeline's bow is broken, and we see at the end of this big catastrophe that we're seeing in the beginning of the episode that something bad has happened. We see Dali in the middle of a chasm, looks like he's unconscious, and Rubalax is broken next to him with the eye closed. So very impactful scene, thinking that something bad has really happened to put Dali in this kind of situation. And then we come back to, it looks like to before this whole catastrophe happened. And it shows, this is a little lighthearted. We see Ellie, I'm going to call her Ellie, is using Rubalax to chop some wood, and this is part of her training. So I'm guessing she's trying to be the guardian, quote-unquote guardian, of Rubalax after Dali. And she gets really frustrated, saying, I can't take it, this is like really difficult, and I give up on it. Dali says that, Yops may be dumb, but we just don't give up, which is true. If you remember Dali throughout the first and second season, he did not really give up on anything until like his whole big character development when it came with him tossing Rubalax after hurting Evangeline. And oh my god, this was kind of a weird kind of slice of life thing, but this proves how strong Dali is even with one arm. Is the fact that he shows it that you don't give up, and he just flicks his wrist and not only breaks the wood, but I think chops the wood in half, but like you see a little shockwave. That kind of blew my mind. I was like, man, Dali with one arm kind of fucking strong. From the way he just was all like, look at the frick of that wrist. And now we do get some laments about what happened. It's like a refresher course on what happened in the previous OVA arc, the Ogress arc, with him fighting it, because Ellie gets so excited about the adventures that they had. And theoretically, it was a brief overview of the first season. He talks about Nox and Gilby from the first and second season of Wakfu, and goes on about Ogress, everything. So it's theoretically giving fans a quick refresher course, of people who are watching it with their friend, a refresher course of what happened in the first 2 seasons of the episode. So after that, we go up and we see Evangeline. She's pregnant, guys. She's pregnant. They're having their 3rd kid. And oh my god, the jokes they tell in this is so bad. So if you've watched it, you understand. If you don't watch it, as I said, go watch it. Season 1, Season 2, and then catch up with Season 3. Come back to this video. Hit me with that thumbs up button. But, yeah. Rubalax ends up, they're having this big moment, and Dali and Evangeline end up kissing, and Ellie's like, oh my god, this is gross. We've all had that moment with our parents where they kiss and we're like, ooh, that's nasty, no. And Rubalax into the commenting saying, oh, that's nothing. I've seen them do worse in their private exercises. And eventually gets so upset. And there's another piece of moment where I really enjoyed this, because it kind of actually showed who sides Ellie gets it on. Ellie has a very bad temper. And she gets it from her mom. As you can tell when Dali brings it up, and Evangeline just glares like, don't do that. No, I never tell your Never tell your friend or anyone that your kid gets it from the mom while the mom is like right there. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad. And so we skip ahead, and I like, because this has had a lot of funny moments. But we go to actually no, we end up going midway into the Sadida kingdom, and what we see is that leaves are falling, kind of like I think it's fall for them, or something bad is happening with the Sadida kingdom, because we see Amalia's brother and I think it's like his girlfriend, or they're all eating, and it's very sad. Like, this is a very depressing mood for because each character is getting their own where they are right now in this moment of this season. You know, in season 2, after season 1, we got to see where Yugo was, where Dali was. Even in the OVA, Yugo was helping his dad and Chibi and everyone doing that. Dali was with his family, and Amalia was having the whole marriage thing in the OVA. It's the same thing that's going on in season 3 with Tristapin, or Dali, with his family. Amalia in the City Kingdom, and Amalia's dad is dying. We don't know of what yet, but we can tell that he's dying, and he's going to die at the end. And I think he's going to die early in the season. And another big conflict that's going to be with Amalia is that her brother's going to be king, and he's going to probably kick her out of the kingdom. For the fact of, a big hint of this is with his girlfriend, after a big fight that him and his sister had, she ends up saying, "Don't worry, we'll pull this weed out sooner, very soon." So it's very much foreshadowing that when King Sharamshar dies, when he dies, brother's going to be king, and she's going to kick Amelia out. And I can imagine there's going to be a conflict of Amelia going to take back her throne by herself. Because it's clear as whether the girlfriend is manipulating her brother to get the kingdom. And this is going to be a really big plot point later on in the season. And after that, we cut to Yugo and Rule. And what they're doing is that they're looking for Adamai. As you know, Adamai had left the group to join this other group of gods and goddesses who really hate their parents. And Yugo has been spending months, and what I mean by months, as in years, looking for, not years, quote unquote, months, him and Rule looking for Adamai, wondering where could he be. They even go to the place where he made that weird dragon lady, I'm sorry for the burp, and this goes on to him looking for, and Rule is telling him, "I don't get why he'd be here," and Yugo gets really frustrated, and he shoots that little energy blast, which is proof that the older he gets and the more the season progresses, he learns how to use his powers more fluently, under more control. Because remember, he couldn't exactly just shoot the beam. He needed some pretty powerful hacks to even conjure a beam. Because remember, in the OVA, he didn't really do any beam shots, more of deflecting. He season 1, he finally learned how to do his portal thing, right, with putting portals here and there. He season 2, he learned how to put portals and kind of by the power of hacks get his weapon out and fight. And then in season 3, he got that whole big power up from the Heliotrope Dofus. He was able to use his mainly use his weapon and fly at will, so this is like more stuff he's able to do, but now it looks like he has more control of most of his powers, due to the fact that we see him shoot out a beam out of anger, and he's upset because he hasn't found his brother. And we get another flashback of him and Adamai's fight from the Ogrest arc, about how all that went down, and how Yugo kind of blames himself about what's happening, about what happened to Adamai, for the fact that he chose to help Tristapin but lost his brother. He went to save his friend, but lost his brother in the process, and now he's trying to find him. Now we don't know what for. Adamai could just be gone, and Yugo has to find him, and it's still going to be some hard feelings. Because Yugo feels really guilty about what happened. It's like you have a fight with your sibling or best friend even, and this ends into a big upset, and then a bit later on you feel kind of bad because you're like, I could have resolved this differently. And that's probably how Yugo feels. Like, he probably wants to apologize to Adamai. It's like, I'm so sorry for what I did. Like, you can feel the frustration and tension with him. And this was a very heartwarming, not heartwarming, but intense scene that's going to probably follow him for the rest of the series going on in until he meets Adamai. I really think they're gonna fight. So, this then cuts to, oh my god, I don't want to talk about this. This cuts to back to Percival and his family. This whole episode was theoretically, you get sprinkles and pieces of where everybody else is, but this episode is just about Percival and his family. And so, a storm's coming, like Evangeline says earlier, is that there's a storm coming, so we should get inside. So they get inside, eat some soup, yada yada yada. And then they hear a knock on the door during the storm, and it's a Pandawa. And we meet this Pandawa, and he's very nice, very funny. I thought he was like a side character that was just going to be in there for a bit. And I didn't even realize the hints from the trailer that were there. And they make more terrible sex jokes in this episode. I'm not going to get into them in case YouTube wants to be like, we got that flag arrow? We got him. But, yeah, a lot of more jokes that are made, and it goes back to, he meets the Pandawa, and the Pandawa stays there, lives all his weapons there, and is surviving the storm, and he puts these two yellow balls, saying they were meant to play as a plaything for Floppy and Ellie. You don't know who Floppy is. Floppy is yet again the second child of Percival, and Evangeline looks more like her mother, just like how Ellie looks more like her father. And this activates stuff, and I didn't realize how strong this Pandawa was. I should have picked up when he says he's a Pandawa adventurer, which means he does a lot of fighting. And when he gets this weird sinister look, and I can tell Evangeline gets on it right away, because he said, I'll show you a trick that now you guys are not going to forget. And the first thing he does is he blitz and jumps on and like stomps him into the ground on Dali. Like full on jumps on, bam, right on his face, making him incapacitated and for a little bit. And then this weird poison guy called Toxin, chick with some weird glow in the dark honeybee looking neon light self, has a strat, and I imagine her big thing is poison, and she has Evangeline like this, and it turns out that these guys need their kids, Percival and Evangeline's kids, and they even need Evangeline because she's pregnant right now. Now, we don't know what they want with these kids yet, so what this happens is there's into a big escalation, a big fight, where it kind of proves that even while pregnant, Evangeline is still a badass, because my girl just, like, does this little duck and uppercuts her while pregnant, and it shakes off like it's not going to happen again. And, well, she happens again because Evangeline, like, sucker punches her because she's invisible. And then she's all like, oh, look, there's milk. Throws it at her, and then bam, right in the face. And my girl Evangeline is, like, awesome. And what we prove is this. The Pandawa is super strong. Like, okay, so little light things that I was talking about. Let me get to that. The little ball things I said was meant for children, kind of does this weird magical thing. I think it's sentient on its own and captures Evangeline and Floppy, kind of gets them this weird thing. And when the Pandawa talks to the thing, it kind of listens. So I'm guessing the ball things are sentient, kind of, sort of, or driven by Wakfu, because that looks like the energy they're producing. And Daligo saves the children. Succeeds, by the way. But when he gets them, he has to fight the Pandawa. And the Pandawa, while super fat, it's super freaking fast. Like, he goes over there, hits Dali with his awesomeness, with one arm, blocks it. And this Pandawa just turns around. And, by the way, he has Floppy and Ellie with him. And they all block a hit together. Well, not block. Still get sent back, but blocking. When the Pandawa comes here and he grabs their table and just swings at them, knocking them out the front door. Now, Dali, being concerned, like a really concerned father would be if he sees this, tells his kids to run, but since his daughter's a yop, she obviously says no. And then when he says, okay, then, I know you're not going to leave because you're a yop like me, tells Floppy, then you leave, and Floppy's all like, no, I don't want to leave. And honestly, they're concerned for Evangeline because she's a pregnant woman fighting two people. So, it's a very big thing to them. So, when this happens, Evangeline proves that she didn't hand her herself because she shoots her arrow towards one of the ball things and breaks it, chums out, and it causes a huge explosion in the house. So the destruction of the house is due to Evangeline shooting the ball thing. So we learned that. And then what happens is you hear this weird shout. I should have mentioned this early in the episode that you see a shadow that is in the trailer. And the shout is saying, the panda one, everyone is like, he's yelling saying, okay, so the voice says, so you can't handle this. It was a very simple job. And they're like, we can handle it, but you told it. The voice gets really mad. It's like, shut up. You don't know what you're doing. I'm going to show you how it's done. And then we see like these big, large logs, like huge tree trunks thrown from who knows God where at Dally and them. And Dally's like dodging him, getting hit. He's like really beat up, might I ask, from fighting the panda one and then getting hit by these. Like, he's beat up. And then what we see on top of the log, and what shocks the whole family, is that we see Adamai. Adamai is a lot bigger and a lot slimmer, a lot more grown. So let me get in the brief thing about Adamai's look right now, is that he looks like the form we saw Grugalor, Gran, and Phyrus when they're in their base regular human form-ish. Human, I put in air quotes. Form, except he still has his tail and everything and looks very, very pissed and awesome. But I digress. This is what he looks like, and he has this weird, like, vengeful look on his face. And I'll get onto this after the review of the episode on why I think Adamai specifically is there. And if I told you this whole thing, it's in the OVA. So like I said, go watch that, come back here, all that other good stuff. And it gets really real fast. Due to the fact, since Dally and Evangeline especially Dally, knows how powerful a dragon can be, as seen when Grugel fought Nox and when Phyrus fought Gilby. These guys are unbelievably strong and in a whole tier by themselves. They are insanely strong, guys. Like, even young dragons and young Adamai prove it. They're pretty overpowered by themselves. Like, the feats they give these dragons is incredible. And don't even get me started on their actual dragon form. We don't even know what Adamai, what we kind of do from the past season, this weird rock golem thing, really is like as a full-grown dragon, might I add. This is insane. And what Dally automatically tells him is when he sees him, run. Get out of here. And Evangeline is like, but then he straight up cuts her up saying, go. Right now. You cannot handle this. And listen to him, he's being an honestly good father. He's not going to be able to fight Adamai if his children and his wife are there, not without worrying about them. Especially Evangeline, because, she's pregnant. Last time I checked, any father out there would not let their pregnant wife fight something that in a flick of a finger could wipe her, like, flick, dead. Now, what is these two? That she does leave and tries to run away. And automatically, what happens is, Adamai's already in front of him. And straight up says, now when they run, now let me get this. When he runs, when Evangeline and them run, Dally straight up says, I'm about to fight you to protect me from my family. No, Adamai says, listen, you're not going to like this, but we're going to need your kids because we have something great for them. Whether you like it or not, we're going to need your kids and Evangeline. There's nothing you can do to really stop this, so would you just give them to us? And obviously Dally's like, no, I'm about to fight you and beat the crap out of you. Now, be warned, Dally has one arm, so he's kind of a cut in power. See what I did there? I'm sorry. But he rushes in there and he punches Adamai in the face, and it does nothing. Zero. Bubkiss. And I quote, all Adamai does is lift up his tail, flick his tail, and sends Dally flying into the ground. This beatdown was terrible. And then Adamai does something which is freaking amazing, which we have not seen any dragonic dragon just do in this entire series. He straight up just teleports and grabs each one of them. Evangeline and Floppy and Ellie, who have probably ran very far away from this scene, and he just pluck, and they're back to where they were. No difficulty at all. And so when Evangeline tries helping Dally, what Adamai does is just flick her in the forehead, and she's knocked on the ground. Not unconscious or anything, but just knocked on the ground. And this pisses Dally off. And Adamai straight up says, hey, I don't get why you can say like that. I've been wanting to do that for a while. For a very long time. I don't get how you can stand it. And yet again, Dally tries to punch Adamai, and Adamai, yet again, flicks his tail and hits him to a faraway rock. Now, before he does this, before he flicks Adamai, before he just nonchalantly knocks Dally 80 feet to the left, he shows Dally that he has all 6 of the heliotrope dofus. And the real question is Dally asks, how did you get them? They were guarded by, I can't forget that name. What's his name? I legit just did an episode 4 review of him and I can't remember his name. Karth, go through. I can't remember his name. Oh my god, Dally's master. Whose other part is, no, I can't say that because this is so bad because I can't remember his name. Okay, so we're just going to call him Dally's master. And he ends up saying, but it's guarded by my master. And it's really bad because he's very strong. Dally's master is, I would dare say it, Dragon Plus level. For the fact that he's the son of the Yop God, has godly power, God power, might I add, and Adamai beats him. He even says, it took a lot to get them, and Dally just says, there's still no way you could have beat him. I refuse to believe that. And Adamai admits, he says it, I may have cheated a little bit to win. So it really blows my mind on how he cheated to win. So it's proof that whatever Adamai did to, whatever Adamai did to beat him had to have cheated, which will go into a later video. And what goes on is he flicks Dally, and whatever happens is so Adamai wraps his tail around Dally's neck, holding him over a cliff, and automatically Dally straight up says, but we used to be brothers. There should be no reason that we should be fighting like this. And Adamai goes in and says, well, I found he tells him his reasons behind doing this and everything that goes down. What's weird is the fact that when he says this, it really makes me question that, and then I'll go into this later on, but it says that I have to stop people like you, and what he means by, and Dally's like, what do you mean by like you? And Dally says, whatever it is. Oh, but no, I forgot to mention this, crap. While he's doing that whole why he needs to stop Dally thing, why he's doing this, Ruby goes to his hand, and he tries hitting it, and Adamai just shatters Ruby. Well, more or less the blade, and just Ruby's falling, and he just shattered the blade out of his hand, and it's, oh my god, the godly power that Adamai has right now is unprecedented in this series, and it's 85%, I'm pretty sure it is 99.9% due to the heliotrope dofus. Because, oh my god, that was so broken that he just bam, and broke the blade. And when this happens, he straight up says, Yugo won't forgive you. And with this weird psychotic face, Adamai just says, oh, Yugo. So, and he does this weird eye thing, and he says, hey, Yugo, you want to say hi? And this goes back to how, way back in the season, they said dragons and their heliotropes are connected in a way, like super connected, where they can see what the other one's doing. So, Adamai connects his vision with Yugo, and Yugo's like, why am I seeing Dally and Adamai? Why are you looking like you're about to kill him? And in this like weird transition, what Yugo is seeing Dally saying let go, and obviously Adamai in his enjoyment of this, of I guess watching Yugo suffer, is like, fine, I'll let you go. And he lets him go over the cliff. And what this does is Yugo gets very emotional, saying like, oh my god, Dally, and he overloads like the link that's between them. Now, I never knew you could do that. I guess the link is also focused on emotional stuff, to where the fact he gets really upset, and this like seems to put Adamai in pain for the fact that the link looks like it's overloading Adamai's system. He's like, oh my god, this hurts. And midway when Dally's falling, Ellie gets that god aura around her, around the panda who's holding her, and she like bolts down to where Dally is. And if this wasn't the most emotional scene, this is the part of the season that episode that almost made me cry is Ellie is reaching for her father, who is falling from like 85,000 feet from the ground, and she straight up says, "I'm not going to leave you, Dad," while they're falling, and he just says, "My little yop et," and wraps his arm around Ellie to protect her from the fall. And they're falling down a lot of rocks, and you hear it while they're falling, like, ow, oof, oof. And we see from the picture that we saw from the beginning of the episode of where he's lying and everything. And we cut back to Adamai. And the Pandawa named Pooh, might I add, I forgot to mention his name. Pooh. Tells him how he lost the girl. Adamai gets really upset. And it's just like, so this little girl's too powerful for you. And he's straight up. And the retort is kind of funny back, how Pooh ends up saying, well, you have this godlike power and you couldn't stop her either. And Adamai calms down, obviously, and he apologizes. So I really think in his moment when he said he found a new family and a new brotherhood who understood him or showed him a new way, he cares for them like family. If someone in your family screws up a plan that you had, you are going to be a little bit upset, but you're going to calm down and say, I apologize. His exact words is like, I apologize for lashing out for you. I hope you can forgive me. And I'm going to leave this, he's like, and I'm going to leave this capturing the girl thing to you, and I trust you. As in, he apologizes, calms down, and they go on to their merry way. This cuts to the episode ending with Ellie trying to find a place for her. Picks up her dad and shows her, find them a way of shelter since there's still a big storm going on. And that's how the episode ends. Now, my thing that I said I would point out on Adamai, on why I think he chose this, is the fact, when you think back in the OVA arc, Adamai lost his brother that day because of Dally. Because of Evangeline asking Yugo to go help Dally, and Adamai was against it, which caused this huge argument between Adamai and Yugo, causing when Adamai says, you're going to have to choose between your friend or your brother, and Yugo chose his friend, which we know Yugo to do. And that really got Adamai upset. Like, you saw it when they showed the flashback, like, Adamai was hurt that his brother just abandoned him for someone who's not really their brother. Like you could say, like, Dally straight up said, but we were brothers, I don't get why you're doing this. So it's different when you have a brotherly bond with your friend, different from when you have an actual bond with your brother. You gotta realize how actually connected Yugo and Adamai are, for the fact that if one of them dies, they go back into an egg and they get reborn together. So there's probably a long history with those guys. So I can understand, and that's probably the reason why Adamai chose to attack or personally take care of the Persidel family's bit. He wanted, and I think why he relished to show Yugo that he was hurting Dally, because he really has a resentment towards Dally, and for the fact that he wanted Yugo to suffer for the fact that Yugo chose Dally over him. That's why he was so excited to show Yugo that I'm hurting the person you chose over me. And it's not like I'm really saying this, Adamai throughout this entire series is a bit of a dick, but I understand his motives on why he's doing this. And this all goes back to the point of how I think this series is going to go from this point is I think Yugo's going to fight Adamai. Shadow of a doubt. Or Adamai's not going to be the final boss, but the final boss is going to be whoever's behind this whole thing, because this has to be resolved for one, or at least a weird dragon bitch person. But overall, this season was good. Very, very good. Very solid episode 1 for this season. Covered all the bases that I expected it to. But it did have a little bit of lacklusterness because I feel like they shouldn't have introduced Adamai this early. They could have kept the whole beginning of the episode and brought that into episode 2. Like, episode 1 could have just been a regular slice of life episode from that point. Giving us, now I could understand they gave us the shadow of Adamai like they did in in this episode before we actually knew it was Adamai, giving that little look of the horns and everything from the trailer. And that would have been perfect going into episode 2 into that. Say, into the fight scene of having to fight the Pandawa and all that. I think that should have been at least part of episode 2. But I digress. Overall, I give this season about I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, but it's like a very low, not very low, but mid to low 9 out of 10, not like a high 9 out of 10, or it's close to a 10. It's more of like a medium, decent sized 9 out of 10. Dude, don't get me wrong, this episode was really good. I am really excited about this episode and how it started off. It's really, really good. I just have a little bit of nitpicks here and there. And anyways, guys, I really enjoy this season. How the season's starting off. I really hope you guys check the season out. It's amazing. And God, the look Adamai gave this whole entire thing was just hilarious. Like, what you think you about to do? You ain't about to do nothing. Nothing. And I still hate the fact that I forgot the master's name. This is so bad. I feel bad because I know I did an episode 4 of this with Vlad, the person with flaming head and everything, and it's freaking driving me insane. I can't remember his name. Gultart! Gultart, that was the name! God dang nabbit. Replace everything I said earlier there with Gultart. 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 That's the person. That's Dali's master, son of Yapgot, all that good stuff. But anyway, I'm getting this video to a close. I want to tell you guys thank you for your support. Thank you for all the love you guys have shown this channel. Love you guys. End of the day. Like if you agree with what I say in this video. Like if you enjoyed what I brought on this content. Like if you enjoyed what I'm giving out to you. Like if you just like me, by the way. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And secondly, comment if you think I want to improve. Comment if you think I should do something else. Comment if you think I should review something else. If it's something your favorite. I'm going to end up reviewing a friend of mine's, Mallory's thing called Wolf Rain. You'll see that on the channel too. I'm not sure. Subscribe so we can make that 20-mile marker. And if future me's already made that 20-mile marker, reverse them back to this and see how freaking happy I was about this. Because guys, we're 5 subscribers away to 20. I'm gonna do a 20 subscriber special if we make it to 20. And I mean this, guys. Come on, we can do this. We are 15 pirates strong. We can make it to 20. Recruit 25 more people. And also recruit people who like Wakfu, who like anime, who like gaming. Direct them to this channel. They like Injustice. I got you. Any game you guys want me to do, I got you. Hook me up. We're almost there. Finally, share this video. Share this video to your friends. Share this video to your family. Share this to your Instagram, your Snapchat, everything. Every social media outlet you can get out there. Tell the guy that you know, or the friend of a friend of a friend, or the friend's cousin, or the person next door to you who you know likes Wakfu, likes anime, all this good stuff. Heck, tell somebody about this channel and that we got this. I really appreciate it. Ow. 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 Okay, guys, I want to just say thank you for everything that you've done. And in the day, I want you to know, my beautiful Tango pirates, be safe, my pirates. I love y'all. Have an awesome day.